Hello everyone, I'm Branthu Cote here with Branthic Pope, and today we have a very special announcement about Five Nights at Freddy. One you're all going to be looking forward to, one that is going to blow your minds. Drum roll please everyone for the reveal. And it's Springtrap, yeah! The arch villain of Five Nights at Freddy. And why is nobody clapping? I think I don't know, it might be the announcement, sir.
Whoever knew it was gonna be Springtrap? I even got there when I lost here.
Oh, you knew Five Nights at Freddy Killer was going to be Springtrap? Oh dear. Well, anyways, Branic Pope, I think it's time to bring out the cosmetic collections. Thank you for having me. I'm going to get out of here. Wait, where are you going? We weren't done yet. Hi guys, Birthday Bran here. Yes, I'm very old now. And today was the super excellent, awesome 9th anniversary stream, which was kind of short, it felt like, but they were at PAX, so they were limited on time since they had stage time there. I've been joking that FNAF is my birthday present this year, or at least the announcement of it. And there was a lot they announced during this stream. We're not going to go over all of it, but we're going to go over the parts that I'm interested in and the things I want to talk about. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, the big thing that you probably know from this stream is that, yeah, the upcoming chapter for the anniversary is Five Nights at Freddy's, and I probably am one of the few people I'm just kind of like, oh, well, okay. Because they announced that the killer is in fact Springtrap, who is kind of like the titular villain of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Most of the other animatronics are like just people stuffed in the animatronics, so they're not like, you know, not like nefarious and malintended like Springtrap is. So got the big bad guy behind the scenes, so that was the obvious pick. But like as a result of it being the obvious pick, I feel like this reveal was kind of especially since we got no reveals on the power or on the perks that are going to be coming with the character. It was kind of just well, we kind of already figured it was going to be Springtrap. It was like 95+% certainty, so it was just kind of like, oh well, yeah. Anyways, the cool part is that they are giving a legendary from the movie with Matthew Lillard, who is a very, very fantastic and lovely actor who did all the voices for this. So that's awesome. The map did get revealed, and the map does look really fun. It actually looks like it's gonna be in the Greenville Square realm, which I think is neat. I really like when behavior expands the realms, because even with map offerings getting nerfed soon, it's cool that if you like map offering somewhere, you could go to Garden of Joy, you could go to Greenville Square, you could go to the Five Nights at Freddy's map. Like, I like when you could potentially go to a lot of different areas in the same realm. I think that's a great. The map itself looks really cool, and it was probably my most excited thing that I'm most excited for coming from the next patch, is that the map looks really, really clean. The stage is cool. I like all the booths. The booths look like really fun areas to loop and potentially shoot over with the tail attack, you know what I'm saying? It's really awesome, and there's a lot of like nods and Easter eggs that I'm already seeing. I like the little workshop screenshot that they have of the like where the people are stuffed into the animatronics, which I think is really neat. If you look closely, there is kind of like a vague hint at the killer's power, is that there's these like little doors, like these little security doors, just like with the that you play in the actual FNAF games, with a security camera on top. So something to do with that. They also said that jump scares will be part of the power. They're not sure. We haven't elaborated on how, but that's all we know about the power so far. And I don't know, man. It's kind of like, I wish that there was more to this. I don't know if they just aren't allowed to yet, or they don't have it finished enough yet, but I really wish there was more to this announcement other than just like, yeah, it is in fact Springtrap. You know, I'm like, yeah, we kind of knew that. So I will say that the door thing is interesting, because if that is not just like an Easter egg on the map, but it's actually part of the power, that's something very like Xenomorph control station coded. And, you know, I do be liking the Xenomorph. So if that functions in a similar way where like they can go around the map through the doors and then it can be locked off from the doors. I think that sounds pretty cool. Pretty cool. I obviously very like that a lot. And next I want to talk about probably what made me so happy and so excited and the most like awesome thing to come out of these announcements. And it's that there is a Witcher collection. Yes, The Witcher has its own cosmetic collection and it is coming to Dead by Daylight. And if you guys don't know me very well, Witcher is one of my favorite, not even just gaming franchises, but just franchises like ever. I love the books, I love the games, I love the show even though the show goes way off the rails when it goes to a lot of stuff. I just love this franchise so much. So the fact that I'm going to get to play it in my game that I stream all the time, oh, I am so happy. I'm going to become a Vittorio main because Vittorio is getting Geralt, and then Michaela's getting Triss. Kate is getting Yennefer, which I think is kind of an odd pick, but like Kate is popular. Sable's getting Ciri. Knight is getting Aridin, which is just like the most perfect thing, like perfect skin you can put on a character is Aridin on Knight. That just works so perfectly and so seamlessly, like amazing. Also, the Leshen on Artist is a very, very good pick. A very, very good pick. If there was a character in the game that would get a Leshen skin, it's probably going to be Artist. That makes the most sense. It also matches the motif of Leshen in the games of The Witcher, where they have a lot of crows that follow them around and serve as sentries for them. But obviously, Artist is the crow lady. They also unveiled the new roadmap for the rest of our road to year 10, as they called it. The next chapter is 2 survivors that are going to be dropping. There's a lot of theories on who this could be. If you notice, you can actually spot all the blanked out words or letters here, and they match up to say the ones who live, which is a nod to The Walking Dead. So it's very likely it's going to be Walking Dead. Some other people think it's going to be Last of Us. Some other people think it's going to be Supernatural, but just based on the ones who live tag, it's most likely going to be Walking Dead, and that's a survivor paragraph that people have wanted for like a really long time. So that really shouldn't be surprising. I have a feeling this is probably going to be one of those chapters that Behavior has said that they like to sit on and release it at the right time, quote unquote, because Kote said in an interview fairly recently that sometimes they secure licenses, but then they don't release them for a long time just because there's too much going on at the same time. So I feel like this is one of those they were looking for the right time to release it. So yeah, I feel like they're finally putting that out. They also said that the November chapter is a pretty huge chapter, and I don't know anything, just like me personally, about like what is potentially in that, besides the fact that it's just supposedly going to be a really groundbreaking chapter. I don't know what that could be. My hope, my crackpot hope is that this is Predator and it comes with Dutch and Naru from Prey or something like that. That is my crackpot hope, because that's my runner-up hope for a dream chapter, since I already have Alien. Another one I'd even consider for this, which is another dream chapter, is this could potentially be a Jurassic Park / world related thing, potentially. That'd be an easy one to have one killer and multiple survivors for, because you could do one from the original and then you can do one from like the remakeable World Series as well. So I don't know, those would be the 2 I would want the most. This part, I'm just going to talk about a lot of like miscellaneous stuff that was mentioned throughout there, because there's a lot of like small stuff that was mentioned throughout here, which could be interesting or groundbreaking depending on like who you ask. Like there was a lot of other skins, like the Belay brothers, there's classic Lara, there's Frank Stone, there's stuff like that, but not really my thing. I'm like, cool, neat, awesome, but that doesn't affect me personally too much. I think one of the things that's really cool is the new map that's coming out. They're actually adding a map queue where you can queue specifically with the purpose or intent to go straight to the new map directly. I know there's been a lot of complaints for a very, very long time in Dead by Daylight that when a new map releases, especially if it's a good one like the Orban Lake Mine, that you don't actually end up going to it over and over, which sucks. It's because like there's this new map, you get so excited about it, but like just map RNG just says, nope, you're not going there. Even if they uptick the chance to get it, sometimes you just don't end up getting the new map very often, which sucks. So the fact that they made it to where you can just intentionally queue to get that map is actually extremely smart. And they made a joke on the stream that's like, if you hate it, we'll take it away. I'm like, I don't see people hating that. That's a genius move. I like that a lot. We also got some more things confirmed about the health updates, the quality of life updates, both phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1's actually pretty, I think the big thing to come out of this, the pretty interesting thing, is that they are improving the custom game feature, which has been something that players have clamored for such a long time. More importantly, they're going to make it to where you can play alternate game modes in the custom game, starting with 2v8. I think especially people that get really into this game and love this game a lot like to play and test things, but can't necessarily do that because the custom game system as it is right now is not robust enough to have enough control to do that. So the fact that you can go into alternate game modes and test things will be very nice, and whatever alternate features they are also adding will be nice. I think the thing a lot of people ask for, especially in like the tournament scene for Dead by Daylight, is like controllable map seed. So making it to where the map spawns the same way every single time for multiple matches. That way it truly is the best of the best versus the best of the best, and you're not letting RNG really get in the way that much, which is totally fine because that only affects the tournament people and helps them, the competitive people, play very well, and doesn't affect us at all out in the pub world. So if they do that, I think that'd be fantastic. They said they've talked to people in the tournament sphere for Dead by Daylight when they're talking about the custom game changes, so that's possible that it's coming. I think another thing that's kind of interesting over on the Survivor side is maps and keys are being traded in to do something new. They had mentioned something about maps having like a small windows of opportunity like burst or something like that. They were extremely vague about it. They also said they're adding a completely new Survivor item this summer as well. So on the Survivor item side, it looks like things are going to be shaken up quite a lot. So that's something to look out for. And what concerns me, unless it's like a huge change, the fact that the anti-cheat improvement is like all the way in phase 2, which is the latter half of the year. I'm not trying to be that guy, but we kind of need that now. If they've gotten to the point where they're like actively having the ability to crash our games, that's got to come sooner. That's got to come as soon as possible. Because like whatever change they said was coming, either it didn't hit the game or whatever change they didn't fix it, because post that change, quote unquote, coming through, people are still like having cheaters in their game who end up crashing their games out, which gives you a DC penalty, by the way, like it's your fault, which is very funny. Yeah, so the anti-cheat really needs to be moved up, unless this is some huge change or something like that that can't be moved up at all. Like, we need that anti-cheat thing now, because the cheaters are growing more and more by the day, and their cheats have gotten to the point where they're actually crashing our games out, which is not acceptable. We cannot have that. You know what I realized too is if like they don't fix that before FNAF drops, so many new players coming in for Five Nights at Freddy's are just going to go in and just like hit the wall of cheaters crashing their games. We cannot have that. They cannot have that, dude. Yeah, I've already talked a lot about a lot of these changes that are coming through this year. I obviously didn't hit all of them because I would be here for a very long time, but I just kind of wanted to talk about the ones that interested me, the ones I liked or disliked or concerned me. So yeah, there they are. I got birthday stuff to do, so I'm going to wrap this up. What are the changes you are most excited for coming this year? What are some things that you don't like that are maybe potentially worrying you? Let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for spending time with me today on my special day. I appreciate all of you, and I would hate to not spend part of my birthday with all the homies on the YouTube side. So yeah, hopefully this little silly video made your day a little bit better, but if it did not, I'll try to do so again in the next video. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.